Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mindseye. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started. Today is December 18th. Just like maybe a few things that actually came on through. But excuse me. A little bit of bronchitis came through in the house. So we're clearing. As you know, trying to get it out. What's the new update so far? Really, there's at least for Brown University. Let me try to put this down a little bit better. Here we go. That there's really nothing like much except be aware of your surroundings. But what is going on with this guy? Because there's something like what we would say out in Ireland and Scotland and stuff. Uh, they're a little bit cantankerous, and which means that you could probably hold the dead in your hands with this one. Now, for anyone asking who joins on, I do take donations. I do take tips. It is through Linktree. You can go right onto Linktree, and then also right here in the comments, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, stuff like that is $10 if you needed a reading. But there, with Brown University, the devil card came out in reverse. It's just like a psychological addiction. And when I see this and I see the Knight of Cups, I say there was like something like offered or given, and when I look at it and I break it down a little bit harder, there's like a breakup of something when I see this like two of partner of cups and like hardship, partnership, um giving it away like down to it, down to the bone. Like it actually hurts. So when I see the Seven of Swords in reverse, like you actually can't take anything away from him, like right away. It's almost like you have to bring like anything to like detail. And I know a lot of people are like hurting in that area, and they're really scared, but you can't go to it. You can't like you just sit and watch this guy do this. You can't even believe it. Watch money balances. Watch your health. Watch how you can see things clearly. Now, when I see it and I go to 10 of cups in reverse, highly discontented family and friends, highly discontented to the point where they're at rest. That's all you need to know. Four swords. So when I see it and this energy is a struggle, it's a struggle with this guy. All of a sudden, we're out in Sydney. You can't even do. You can't even do at all. Again, it came on through. Has to do with like this addiction. When I'm seeing anti-Semitism, I'm seeing Kwanzaa. Like it was actually like pushing hard forward with this individual. I couldn't even see it. To this card in reverse was happening with Sydney. We're just kind of doing this update that you can do. And feel free to ask questions. For donations and tips, it is Venmo, Cash App. It's right, should be in the comments. I don't understand why it's not showing up. I swear to God, like trying to settle on the same, like, should I do OBS, should I do Rumble Studio, or should I do StreamYard? It is like so absurd. How to get a solidifier on this. When I look at it again, like that individual was working with something. The Brown University is alone. So when I see Nick Reiner, there's something about a boat coming on in Missouri. When I look at it, see something about a boat. It's gonna come in really weak when I see this, and you have to say, this Five of Pentacles, like all of a sudden, like they have money. Like where is this money coming from? Like this alleviation. Oh my gosh, all the cards like dumped right out. That's usually a bad sign. So there's a lack of a start. Again, that's a very common value. They're kind of stale. They're really monotonous. They can't complete anything in their life. Well, I mean, that's like all of us right now, right? Down to isolation, hermit, isolation. Why? Cultures, like blood cultures. They're like petri dishes, for lack of a better term, these criminals. So I see it and I go, are they like contained? I don't know why. So when I see this Two of Swords, I say, there was something like holding to it where it just kind of like flies in the air to where you're looking like, did I just see that? No. The Two of Swords means there's like a giving and a crossroads of a gift. And I keep hearing, it's a gift. It's a gift that you get. And I go, what are you talking about? This Knight of Swords is going to come rushing in. Rushing in. When you see this and you see the King of Swords in reverse, it's like illogic. Nasty logic. Like, I'm going to do this and because this makes sense and it fits the bill for me right now. It's a working in like a conjuring. Oh my gosh. That's the energy like pulling me right back. How I don't like that. No, oh my god. They work something about themselves. And it's kind of goes. Here it goes. Shining. Can't even see this. It's a gift. You can't even see it. Like, what is this gift coming in? The universe is not revealing it. Like what I'm seeing way, way, way out in like a quick, like glimpse out, and as a psychic, but it's gonna cause a freeze. I'm seeing around the 28th. The 28th. I don't know why I'm seeing it so much in dates, but that's where I usually let law enforcement know in my own way that if I'm getting specific on dates again, you already know what to do with me. So basically, I have to prove I'm not a criminal when I talk cyclic. This is cyclic, and then you go, "Oh my gosh, this is nasty." Um, Power. There's something about power. I actually see storm, like a snowstorm. I don't hear like the storm is upon us. I don't hear. Um, I'm not hearing like EBS is popping off. That actually went derogatory here in Connecticut, where we don't even say it anymore. There's something about this room when it talks about ash and torch, and also there's something about like a ritual. And when you look at it and you see it's a type of luck that comes in, it becomes like a hidden game. Hidden game. We can't even talk about it. So let's go on to another set of a deck. Literary Witch's Oracle. Now, like you can't hold to it, but you can't like do it done and do your own, and but you can see it through, and like it becomes almost like hasty when they do this, and it was gross, absolutely gross. So when I see this and I see power and I see knife, there's like a resolution, hard resolution. There it is. There's a type of grotesque humor of like mastery and strength about the senses. And when you see this and it comes to the community, like this is what we're talking about disrupting our holiday plans and our daily life right now. That's affecting everyone. Historically, it's happened before. Some of us, like our parents and our grandparents, might talk about it if you let them. Meaning, like you're having coffee and tea, and you go, I don't think we should be talking about this anymore. Teacup. Look at the china. Look at the design on the china. When you see this and you see like rooted like heritage, like old wounds coming out, you want to see defensive. It's a type of cut that really hurts. When you do this, it happened around 1968 and 1969. Pawns and wings, it like full flight known. Humanity to like house. This is something like about like a trickery. Like this happened in military history. What do we need to know about military history? Like they went over there and they're like, I'm on deployment. They're like, no, you're not. What are you doing here? It's happened before. Oh my god. Swear to God, confirm through your sources. Like, literally, you can't even. It's so disgusting. So disgusting. Alrighty. Like, I'm hearing a little bit in clear audience. What does a kick up of a tick up mean? Alright. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit more of like tick bites, like tick-borne illnesses, like ehrlichiosis and stuff. So when certain people like they have like latent diseases or latent sicknesses or anything like that, they actually like are dangerous because they have a lot of power and it goes right down to their soul, the ill. And then they start doing this like quiet place of like growing, like a brewing an idea. And when you look at this and you go to like power, like you want to talk about power, talking about how out here we had the insane asylums, as President Trump was talking about last night, how it was an issue over the borders of individuals who needed severe mental health help coming over illegally to where it's heavily guarded. So when I look at this and I see the conflict and resolution, the things that they concocted is what still haunts us. And then that's where you have all of these issues with like crime and cold cases and unresolved issues and legal and judicial and issues in the military, like growing and brewing. So when I look at this and I see cauldron, it's like almost like a calling out to it. And I see this and I see hedgehog. They're like, what are you trying to cut away? I'm like, there's nothing that I can cut away as a psychic right now as much as this, because you have the occult. You have like a whole lot of like everything to where you can't even see it. So when you do this and you go, there is like a degree of where everyone has to like hold their own and prove you can hold your own and like sit alone with like nothing upon you, nothing within you, and prove you're not a prostitute on here. I couldn't even believe that came in Connecticut. So when I said it, humanity, it went right down to it. Holy crow. I said, so I do this. So growing up around law enforcement and military, they check in on me on their own way. They've known me since I was a baby. They like knew I was coming, even though I wasn't, but I was involved. That's grandma and mediumship. So basically, what is it? No, it's actually one of the officers. They do those things with me. That's reality. Are they censoring me? That's where real censorship comes from. So when I see this and I see loss, yep, when they start seeing that their own are having a hard time, they start testing, and testing. But what was it? It really was me as like a visiting nurse, and my grandfather would stick me with people, and I would go into the house because here in Connecticut, you can't even have pepper spray or mace or anything or like concealed carry going into these houses because it's not part of the policy or procedure. And that's where I got kerclunks. And it's in this criminal's own way. He was a DEA nightmare, as I say, right through Department of Mental Health and Services on probation, parole, and what he did on being free, going up to the strip joint and wanting to harm nurses with his associates, the sex offender. I couldn't even say. So some of us actually still had some intuition and instinct left because our symptoms were headaches, fatigue, can't keep up with your work, can't do anything, you couldn't keep up with your caseload, you had odd illnesses, you're calling out, you ran out of your PTO, there's nothing wrong with you. And we went, we've never lied about our health, and you want us to stay away because of COVID. So when I see spider and in relation to what happened out here, and you see trickery and togetherness, you want to talk about evil, evil, sadistic, what this man Michael Reese did with a few other people who I like to say had their special interests with certain things that you couldn't talk about it because there are people under 18 that were affected. Now, as it floats around, that's what they did. They make funny faces. Something came out. So this one is a little bit, I usually don't, is about Jennifer Farber Dulos. So that is one of our cold cases out here. And right off the bat, right here, is earthworm. So when I see Jennifer Farber Dulos, you can check her out. We have not been able, and she is presumed deceased. But what had happened is that there was going to be like a move on, and this move on with her spouse went to he is now accessory to murder and disappearance, and his girlfriend, who is now incarcerated, who is Michelle Chikronis. Now he committed suicide post us. She's incarcerated. She's filing an appeal. So when it comes this, and I'm seeing this, and I say something about Bitcoin, when I see this is something about like this all-knowing eye, this individual, right in a certain area, in our everywhere. When I see this, it has to do with lore, but not really. It's a little bit more folklore of like impish ways. When I see this, it comes in with like mastery and strength, and it comes in quick, like this cheetah, to something really old that I remember about Bonnie and Clyde because I was stung so hard by the affiliates in a recognized thing. I said with Bonnie and Clyde, they were so paranormal as criminals that you couldn't even see it coming. that you had to go and still do the act in superstition because that criminal was so heinous. When we did, they were riddled. That's all you need to know. They were riddled. Fox, it was already in the media of what you need to know about Fox and Jennifer Farber Dulos. When I see deer, it is really old heritage. Ooh, and last card, starfish. What you need to know is that you can't even see it through. When you see starfish, I have to say, we're gonna have to like make a video about the lost city of Atlantis a little bit on what we can get out. Because then Spider came out again. Spider. There was something about like haunting and seeing like corner of your eye where we had that look in from the IRS and another federal agency at this place called the Electric Blue Cafe that was near me, where we were seeing like ghosts of like the Civil War. We were seeing, like, you want to talk about intoxication? Holy crap! Gross, very gross. Now, you, there's something else out here. You can't see it whatsoever. I went, what are you doing? What are you doing? Multiple. Our grotesque humor out here in Connecticut was finding multiple people deceased still. We don't know what's going on. That's why it's scary everywhere. Now, when I look at it and I go, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within, everyone's going to know it. Like, test even the kids, because that was what's happening out here in Connecticut, is that these kids are losing weight. Crazy. And then all of a sudden, you see on the news, well, we actually did this whole thing of checking in, like they're not eating, they're not swallowing, then the doctor and DCF gets involved, then it scares the parents. It scares the pants off the parents. Now, when you look at this longing for home, homesick, and for the stars, there was something to this where everyone was talking about star seeds and crystal children. Now, what I know what a star seed is someone who goes and gets away with everything and lies. The true definition of a star seed. See, here it is right on the news. The rat was slew. The rats are fighting over the bagel. I can't even. So now we gotta look at like sourdough bread. You can't even make this show up because it's true. They already know about it. Rock bottom, starting to alchemy. There were so many of us nurses and clinicians that like we lost our partner, clinician partners, where they're like, hold your own because there's just not enough of us. Now, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. We already know it. This is something that's repetitive in history. You already know what to do. Power places, ley lines, charts where you're led. Yeah, all the way down to the streets where you take a right turn instead of a left turn, and you're going to go the back way because you felt an inkling to do that. So when you see nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest, there's a lot, and that's very timely right now. Very timely. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, there's something about like people seeing things, especially after they sit and relax with some things, and then all of a sudden they play a game. Very true. Watch out for any type of like games that come in. When you see this transmission, down to the car. Mine was while my husband was on deployment, cigarette butt in my car, and I don't smoke. My tire, it was the deployment gnome that came right in, down to the toilet, to the dishwasher, so I couldn't rack up. Mothership, crystalline grids, you go, no, 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 no. And down to sound codecs. It's like this type of like playful wit that comes in and you can't see it coming. And when you see this, all of a sudden like new partnerships happen. Like it was actually like okay for some people to say I associate with this person because you can't even actually go through. When you see this and you see Lightning Boy, like it comes in quick and it pops in your head exactly what you need to do. This is what the universe wants us to know for today. And we'll take a break and we'll come back for a little bit. Really not much. What else do we need to know? What do we need to know? As far as healthcare, they're really trying to figure out what is next to do. There's something about study that's coming in with healthcare. Much reading. It's very well planted and rooted and manifested proper. It's their wishes. And when you see this Knight of Wands in reverse, you go, no, it's gonna like slow everything down. It's gonna be this like it makes sense, and you use it like there's no skill in it. It's really not hard to study, really not. It's not the best of justice because it's gonna end like quickly, like almost. Sometimes you want things to end quickly and then actually figure it out, because when you actually go to it and you go through it, you can't even see it coming. It usually means it's already probably detailed or it needs to end now, and then you bring in the details because it's probably harming people. Now, when I look at this and I see the Knight of Cups in reverse, I go, there really is nothing that you can offer. It's going to look a little bit greedy. And that's where you're seeing these large lawsuits, like millions of dollars, like on settlement. When you see this and you see the Six of Swords, it is a push of a move on hard. But when you see this and you see the Ten of Pentacles, you go, but they can go get healthcare now. They can go do all these things. Now, when I see this and I see the Six of Cups, I go, it is a type of reminder that has to do. But let's talk about Bishop Hicks and Cardinal Dolan. Cardinal Dolan is actually retiring. He put in his resignation, and let's see why. Let's see why. Okay, it has to do with like he sits really well, Cardinal Dolan. He's actually well secure. He's got everything that he needs, and he feels that with the Six of Swords, it was just time to move on. It was his clear sailing course. Now it has to do about healing also in his profession and in his calling. When I see this and I see magician, there's something about his skill as a cardinal that is needed. When you see this, you see the Six of Pentacles. Like there's no like equal give and take. It's gonna take a lot out of this individual, and that whoever is coming in is well set. When I see the Ace of Pentacles, it's really truly talking about money, well set. When you see this and you see this Four of Wands, it goes. Um, I do see it get. It really had to do with a get together. I'm do seeing as it goes through religious aspects of getting together, and it's normal and it's accepted. But when I see this, I go, it's a little too dictative, where it was like highly dictative. Get a little tired here, a little worn out, but basically, what you need to know is that when you see this Three of Swords, it is this like alleviation of disappointment. It has to do with this type of inhibition that was bound. It is fulfilled wishes. And when you see this and you see the Queen of Cups, it's highly like epiphany. I'm hearing epiphany. When you look at this and you go to the Ten of Cups, you see this and you go, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Happy family though. Happy, happy family. When I see the Queen of Pentacles, you can't even make like a riff, like an uptick in relationships when you actually look at Cardinal Dolan being handing in his resignation. You can't do anything about it. So when I see this and I see this King of Cups, it's about his balance and attunement and his alignment and how everything just flows for this man. When you see this and you look at this Nine of Cups, it's so happy, 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 this woman, like seeing that treasure and seeing all the cups. Again, here's your confirmation, the Sun card. That you see like the moon in reverse, like you look like ill motive and intent doing it. It's nasty. When you see this Three of Cups, you go, there's a celebrate, and that's all you need to know. It has to come in with this like feminine energy that's so positive, that's needed. I'm seeing in the Catholic Church right now that they need like I'm hearing they need mother, because there was a lot of derogatory comments about Mary of Magdalene and the Order of the Blue Rose and what really happened with Jesus and what really happened with like anything else, because you couldn't even see it. Now the question on the table is, did Jesus actually have a spouse? And we'll talk about Mary of Magdalene. So now Mary of Magdalene, she was someone like near, but she was due. I do see a child. I do see her walking. I do see her with animals by her feet. I do see her in the dirt road in the market. But that's all that like the universe is letting me see, the energy. As far as Jesus goes, all he is showing me is like holding that cross and what it meant to bite your lip. Like, don't give me any lip. Which was true, because that is what is stated in the Bible, is that it was like what we would call a form of rhetoric today that he wasn't allowed to speak. So did he actually have his right to speak taken away? Yes. So as he's showing me, like someone in mediumship, it's not Jesus, but it is a male energy. It was a source, a dictative source. I'm not seeing Pontius Pilate or anyone, but it was a woman of logic, of known, of a cutaway, of warrior like in a different area. When I see this and I see the Page of Wands, it was like a throw and a flip to it, to the back flip, and the back flip would actually give a present like a court jester. So it became weak, like it threw. So when I look at that and I see the Page of Swords in reverse, like you can't read about it because there's only one source. When you see this and you see the death and the rebirth, there's something about being reborn, born again, and like giving it all you got at that time. Actually, the night of the betrayal, where he was in the Olive Garden, in the grove, in a tea tree, you go, what happened with Judas Iscariot? Eyes, four eyes. I hear they escort out. That's what they meant. They escort out. That's like a huge breakthrough. Huge. So the Six of Swords in reverse, you couldn't even put them on a ship, like even put them like set sail and like get them out of here. When you see this and you go the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, not manifested to a manifesto. Now when I see this and I see the Knight of Wands, we'll talk about the Ark of the Covenant. This like passion all of a sudden would actually almost be like a rapture of like I lost my soul. All right, there's no mastery or skill. There's a good working of oneself though. What do we need to know about this Ark of the Covenant? It's saying that, and this is a little bit of channeling of off-worlders. Like you can't go to it because it's known. And known. Like you can't known. It'll make you profound. Meaning the energy of the Ark of the Covenant is so like believably like use of profuse that you can't actually go. So when you go, you can't see it. It's gonna hurt your back. Like it's gonna make you like unaligned and not attuned. So when you look at it, you can't even believe it at all. This Eight of Wands goes. There's like you can't even talk after. So when I'm looking at the CIA and I'm saying, yeah, you can, and you'll probably get to a far, but I bet you any money it's gonna like do a halt, stop, and a block, kind of like the Rosetta Stone in certain artifacts. You just can't go. You just can't go, and you just can't go. Yep, you just can't go. All right, what do we need to know about this healthcare bill? What do we need to know? White Sage Tarot. I feel like it's a foreseeing that we put into play. So I see this. I see, oh, everyone's happy. Like we could actually have leeway. And then I went to, no, I don't really like how that. But you're gonna sit well. Whatever this healthcare bill is, and it like makes everyone happy. Bipartisan. Like everyone's happy. Knight of Cups in reverse. You can't you can't give a lot. You can't give a lot. I'm hearing when I hear this and I hear like it's a little bit weak. And you see this and you see a Queen of Swords in reverse. You go, can't see it. Queen of Swords in reverse. Not like a cutaway and a logic, but then you can't even do Page of Wands. I see it, I see it, I see it. So when you do this and you go, Heart Coach, it's satisfied, like it's very satisfied with like hidden motives. Sometimes hidden motives is okay to a degree. To a degree. So with that being said, it's going to be a little bit of unrest right through the 28th because you can't even see it coming whatsoever. Whatsoever. So all right, let's take a break. So with that being said, give us about like within an hour and we'll come back and see if there's anything new. We're trying something different today. We'll talk to you soon. Hi everyone, we're back. So we took a quick lunch break. Let's see. Really nothing new on the news. Still about the same. As far as everything else is like coming like in and out, you just couldn't even like really see exactly what was like true. As far as like what it goes as like what the universe wants us. I'm so sorry the lighting is like really poor today, but we needed a little bit of natural light in here. We went to like the highest like extent where we couldn't even like see. We just couldn't even like believe it. So all right, here we go. What else do we need to know about today? That we kind of changed up the pace a little bit of this psychic media reading. Okay, absolutely. There is this like type of continuance on that we don't like. And when I see this card right here, let me get this a little bit better on the screen here. It is the King of Keys in reverse. That you can't actually like foresee exactly what is like not key like it's really hard. Even the universe is saying like it's really hard to understand like why. Now let's do let's do so you do have this karmic trench. Always remember when energy is released, inertia comes in and combines with chaos, and it combusts, is that it creates karma. And when it creates karma, it comes for it and to it and through it and for it. Multiple spinnings, spinnings. I don't know what that is. But all of a sudden, it sheds light on the world when karma comes in. Now, there is this like type of like commitment that comes in. I'm seeing like terms, I'm seeing like contracts, I'm seeing like marriages, certain things on the table. But when I see the waterfall in reverse, I have to say that it really was like 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 a wait. Now, when I see this and I see the sands of time, it's type of like a clockwork orange that comes like announced to thee. And it comes in as like the butt of the joke. Excuse me. Now, when I see this and I see the Archangel Raphael in reverse, I see that like you don't get a message. And that's like me holding back. Lord. It literally is like a derailing. A derailing. You'll understand when you see it, even if you live in a different state. When I see Hilarion in reverse, there's no pilar, like pillars. And I'm like, no, pilar, there's no pilar. When I see this, the Queen of Horses, it comes in full max, which is Keys. I'm like, the Queen of Forces. It's the Queen of Forces that comes in. It is like this woman embodies what it means for natural force to come in and like do these things. And it becomes like a wishes fulfilled that you can't explain it for everyone near Christmas. When you see this loving elementals, like it actually like stirs the pot. So when I see people actually seeing like health return to some, like we were talking about here in Connecticut, where some people actually will look into the mail in the mailbox and their medical bills are paid. When I look at this and I see the garden, it grew so well that when you actually sit in a garden, like out here, we have a park and they sit in like the rose garden, they're happy just sitting quietly. When you look at this and you see the Oracle of Delphi in reverse, it wasn't foreknown or like a foretelling, especially when it came to a type of feminine behavior. But the King of Scrolls in reverse means you can't actually document, which is odd. The War of the Roses in reverse. I just saw like a bunch of kids teasing the teachers. They're being tested and they can't write, but they can't document. Came out. There's no war, but it came to 1776 yesterday. It came right to the TV. Oh Lord. Here we go. Father of Cups in reverse means there's no attunement to a cup. And it's supposed to be a mystery. It's like these pressing questions. So sorry about the bronchitis. Like I said. But when I look at this and I go, it is a type of like looking around, like, is it safe? Is it not to talk about this? Because we just had this issue. And I'm hearing it really is more safe for a lot of these psychics and mediums and those who do a Wicca or anything like this through these streams. You'd be surprised on how well they can hold their own and how it still has to be like tested at what we talk about, and it still has to be confirmed and vetted. But there's some who are like who hit the nail on the money. This is where the Ace of Pentacles comes in. It will be seen around the 28th, but you're really not going to see much between like the 1st to the 12th to the 29th. Now, when you look at this and you see the Ace of Cups, it is going to be a little counterintuitive on like flying, and you're not going to like really sit like well. Like some people who are going to do long distance traveling soon, and it's something that actually happened in multiple areas. So when we look at this and you see the Six of Wands, it's a type of victory of something that happened on pickup sticks. When the Four of Wands comes in, that you actually can't really get together. Like they're kind of like in their own way. When you see this and you see the Son of Swords, it will come in like a knight in a flight, but you can't actually do anything. It's going to cause a pause again. It's really truly the universe saying, we've got to the point where we know what we're supposed to know for health, welfare, and safety, but now you have to adhere to law through privacy and HIPAA and other things and let it rest. Don't keep digging too much on confidentiality in some of these cases that we talk about to the point of breaking like classification and stuff like that. Classification, it truly means that when something is classified, means it's an ongoing investigation, and you got to protect both sides because you really don't know what's going on, and sometimes that case has to be left alone to see exactly what happened. So when you see it and you see the Son of Pentacles in reverse, There's no paper that actually warrants it. It's prudency of going towards it to the point where you had to say some had some hidden motives. I'm probably kind of gonna get kicked offline on this one. Now, when I look at it and I see this Tower card in reverse, caused chaos a lot. So when I see the Son of Cups in reverse, you can't actually sue anyone because all participated. That is where the imbalance, this Temperance card in reverse, is, where there's a difference of opinions. So then you just let them decide and decipher what is true and what is not. Alrighty. Peach Moonstone Runes. There's really not much left to talk about. Here we go. Again, it's talking about smoking. Something about smoking cessation coming in. Something about riding and going about. Water, sitting in water. Something about people like having the idea of having a membership and learning to swim. When you do this and you see living, power, like warrior, to like a type of luck that came in. And it was like a type of, like when you look at a torque wrench, you go, holy cow. I feel like everyone will find out what this meant. It will happen at a nighttime, on a nighttime. When you see this and you see wealth, yes, a type of wealth that will come in. And when you see this and it's instinctive, absolutely. I'm seeing within, like it's coming in. Others are talking about like 6 months, that you have to do it, that you have to. Otherwise, it was like, no. Here we go. What is the 6 months that is bothering the psychics being ushered in? The Sagittarius in this new moon is like bringing in fire for the new year. Fire. Here we go. The Nine of Wands. It's a type of, like, I would say almost like a COVID lockdown. Like locked down. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. No money to it or towards it. But we could always anticipate that it could have happened again. And it's not fear mongering or like fear porn, as they say, but it does cause hard endings, like harder recovery times where the insurance is as insurance dictates. So when I see this and I see Seven of Wands in reverse, the way that this card is, it really like shows like hard, like what is due, which is not always like the case or a good case. When you see the Ten of Wands in reverse, you go, absolutely, like you can't even at all. Like it was like so easy to actually figure it out when you see this Nine of Pentacles. It was like, no. When you look at the World in reverse, you can't complete a cycle. So it's really hard. Like, why are these people only, like, it has to do with like recruiting and retention. Like it could be at healthcare, it could be at military law enforcement. There's something about staffing that they can't keep their staff. Like, hey man, why couldn't we keep employment numbers up? That one was hard to get out. Why couldn't we? All right, Knight of Pentacles. There's like a cause and a clause. Seven of Cups in reverse. Grandiose idea of it. Happy. Knight of Wands. To the Star. Can you see my face? Like, on the basis of known. We couldn't even, like, Three of Stars, like, it hurts. Seven of Pentacles, and I mean, that's all I have to know. So basically, something is found, and it's disgusting. That I feel intuitively, instinctively, people are like, this is not the job for me. And they left. And that's all you need to know is that their intuition and their instinct were still working correctly. Still working correctly. And that's all you need to know. Right now, the energy, I know that it was short. It just saying rest, 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 rest. We'll check in tomorrow. Tomorrow was a little bit more a deep dive and look-ins. But if you have any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share is greatly appreciated. A follow, greatly appreciated. Click subscribe. Classes and readings and other things with social media through Linktree if you need a little bit of help. And then in the comments for donations and tips is greatly appreciated. And we will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.